Hello everyone, today I'm going to show you how to make lots of these cards, because these are the cards I made for my Christmas cards this year, and I've made about 30 of them, so they needed to be really quick and easy to make. I'm using this wonderful winter glitter paper by My Mind's Eye. There's some absolutely lovely pattern papers in here that I'm going to use today. I'm going to use 3 different sheets of this paper, and it goes quite a long way for this design that I'm using for this Christmas card. So first off, I'm using a 12 by 12 piece of craft cardstock that I've cut down to 11 by 12 and then cut into 3.5 inch pieces. So this is 11 inches long by 3.5 inches wide, and then I've scored it at 5.5 inches, and then I'm just folding those to make the card shape. And this piece of paper is 1.5 inches high by the full 12 inches width, and I'm going to use this to make the 3 pieces of pattern paper design at the bottom of the card. This is also the full 12 inches wide, and I'm just going to punch along the bottom of this just to make that Fiskars border lace punch. So then I want to just trim off a little bit of this paper because I don't need it to be that full width, and I think I cut it to about 1.5 inches, I don't know, something like that. And then I'm going to take this lined stripy bit of paper and just run along the whole length, just run some sticky tape along there. And then what I'm doing is I'm using my grid mat to line this up, because it just makes it so much easier instead of just eyeballing it. And then I'm going to do the same with this bottom piece and line it up with the next inch increment on my cutting mat. And then when I know I press this down, it's all in the right place, and it's exactly how I want it. And then this long strip is going to make the full strip for the 3 cards. So I'm cutting it at 8 inches and then at 4 inches. And I know those will be just a bit too wide for each of my cards, which is exactly what I wanted. So I can just set those aside now. Now here I've made this Merry and Bright stamp using my Image Pack stamp kit, but you can use any stamp you like, and I'm just inking it up with some Versamark ink and then stamping the sentiment in the top right hand corner of the card. And I went ahead and did all 3 at once because Versamark stays wet long enough for you to do that, so you don't need to rush getting the embossing powder on. So I just did all 3 of my cards in a row. Now here I'm just using some white embossing powder, which will just pick up on that Versamark ink. And again, you don't need to heat set these as soon as you put the powder on them. You can set them aside and then just heat set them all 3 at once. And this just speeds up the process if you're making lots of cards in a row. So I've heat set all 3 of those. And now I'm just going to run some tape runner down the bottom, I think it's the bottom 1.5 inches of the card. That's where I know that this bottom paper design is going to be adhered. So I can just quickly build up the cards because I know exactly where it's going to go. And here I'm just adhering that design that we made earlier, and I'm pushing my fingernails up against the bottom of the card, and then pushing the card piece on top. And then to adhere it down, and that way I know that it's level. So here I'm just putting my fingers there and then popping the piece of paper on top, and it's just a quick way of just building these cards up. And here I'm just trimming off the excess, which I knew I would have, but it just meant that it was just really quick. I just whack that bottom border on, and then I know it's just all trimmed to look nice. So here I'm just going to cut out these trees. I've cut out 9 of these, and I won't show you me cutting them out because that's quite boring. But basically now we just need to adhere them to the card. Now what I want to do is use these 2 sets of 3D stickers. One's just a normal size sticker, I think they're 3mm by 3mm squares, and these ones are really tiny 3D stickers, which I'm going to use to adhere the trunks of the trees because they're quite thin and these normal size stickers would stick out. So I'm just popping these on and then using these really small 3D, three-dimensional stickers just to raise that thin bit of trunk. And I've gone ahead and put 3D stickers on all of the trees that I want to be raised. And then just using my tape runner just to adhere down these trees. The first tree in the middle I want to be adhered straight to the card base. And then the 2 trees either side of it I want to be raised up just to give that a bit of depth. It looks a bit like a forest effect. So I'm just adhering this one slightly lower down and then to the left of that base tree. And then this third tree I'm just going to adhere even more slightly down from the other 2 and then just to the right. And that just gives it a bit of 3-dimensional depth. And I went ahead and did this for all 3 of the cards. And it's quite good as a set of Christmas cards because they're all the same design, but of course they use slightly different trees from that 12 by 12 tree set of tree paper. And here I'm just using my corner chomper just to use, I'm using the 1/2 inch setting, and I'm cutting down corner rounding all 4 sides of all 3 cards. So here I'm just going to go around the edge of all of these 3 cards with my white gel pen to use some faux stitching, and that just frames the card to finish it off. And I went ahead and did this on all 3 of those cards. So those are the 3 finished cards. I hope you enjoyed watching me make those. Have a lovely Christmas, and I'll be back in the new year with some more card tutorials. Bye!